welcome back to Metal Mondays with DJ Mermaid. We got our two special guests, Tanner Poppet and Erik from Vator.
Hello.
How's it going, guys? Thanks so much for having us on.
Anytime, dude.
It's already Monday, huh? That's crazy.
Are you glad I said his band name right, like I did my messed up yours last week?
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. Of course we have Mr. Erik Kluiber from Vator.
Hello.
How you doing, man? It's good to see you.
Doing great. Thanks for having me. I'm honored to be part of DJ Emily's first interview, I believe.
Yeah,
first
interview.
one.
So,
yes.
Absolutely. So what is going on, Emily?
With the show tonight, we're gonna do a little tribute to Eddie Van Halen.
Yay.
We're also gonna play some Vator, and that's about it.
Oh, okay. Well, let's get started.
All right. Well, our first song's gonna be from BPMD, and it's gonna be DOA.
Okay.
Right.
Right on. But so Erik, and not to steer the ship, but what is going on with you, with Vator? Before we get into some of the songs.
So we got about 5 days into our tour, and then the COVID shut the country down. We had to come back from San Antonio. That's as far as we made it. Love the San Antonio, love the Texas. And we were really fortunate because when we flew out Joey DiBiase, who performed drums with us and is on the album, and we recorded his drum track. So when we came back, we were able to focus on finishing the album. A new album will be coming out in 2021. And early 2021, probably maybe early spring, late winter, yet to be determined. And we finished that up. We recorded it. I always call it downriver. That's a Detroit term. But down in Torrance with Mike Spreitzer of Devil Driver. And then we mixed mastered out on the East Coast with Nick Belmore. And he's a fantastic drummer that performs in Josta as well. A Toxic Holocaust, look him up. Great talents, and we spent our time finishing that. The album is done. It is recorded, mixed, and mastered. And moving on to the artwork, we recently shot a video. Flew out my friend Chris Honaway from Detroit, who I've had just years and years, decades at this point, decade and a half of experience working with. And that brings us up to where we are right now. Although, little side note, as a fun project, I'm going to be releasing Stranded on cassette through No Legacy Records, and that's in the pipeline right now, on its way through Pirates Press.
Wow. That's a lot of stuff to take in. So let's, Emily, where do you want to start with all that? Because that's a lot to discuss.
Well, let's talk about the cassette that you guys are going to release.
All right.
Okay.
Well, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead.
Well, I got stoked because recently I've been doing a side gig at an eBay superstore selling vinyls and CDs and vintage cassettes and 45s and anything that within a music medium. And that's been exciting within itself. And moving these vintage retro cassettes got me inspired, and I reached out to Todd at Ripple Music and said, how do you feel about me releasing the Stranded on cassette? And he was like, absolutely, go for it, man. And so we were working with Ryan Bartlett, who is an artist out in Orange County, because you have to completely rearrange the art to make it fit the new platform. And then remaster it and get it, because you want to make quality, something cool. So we're doing 250 of them. They'll be hand numbered by Ryan itself, because his handwriting's the best.
Absolutely.
And hey, look at that. Yeah, that's the Vator vinyl.
I have that in the other room.
Very proud of that. That's it. And it takes a while. I don't know if it's because of the vid, but I think it's taken about 6 weeks to do. And if anyone's wondering, no, it's not cheap to do cassettes, because you think it would be. Yeah, you gotta well, if you're gonna do it right, as far as I'm concerned, to make it quality and collectible and beautiful. So I'm excited to have that out. So when it comes, it'll be thrown up. And put on band for a band camp Friday. And one other thing that I kind of I missed was that we released Ripple Music through H42 Records. Gosh, I hope I'm getting that right. Out of Germany, released a split 7-inch single called "Covering Queen." Real creative title there, but it's Void Vator doing "Tie Your Mother Down," and on the other side, Moss Generator also performed and recorded a track, and that was limited to 300 copies, I believe, and sold out very quickly. And if you had a chance to get it, it turned out really cool. Like they pulled out some extra stops with limited colors, and there you go. There's one of them. Oh, was that one signed? Oh, wow. Special bonus. So that was really fun. I'd like to do some more 7-inch singles. I personally collect them. I think they're cool.
Absolutely. Now,
Did that answer your question?
Pretty much.
Absolutely. Now, I'm going to jump in here real quick. So you said 250 cassettes?
Yeah.
That's I didn't know cassettes were that collectible to where it was like 250. Usually I do like a 50 thing cassette.
I just ran the numbers, Tanner. I just ran the numbers,
Okay.
And it just made more sense to do 250. Now, whether or not I'll be sitting on a bunch of copies for the next 250 years is yet to be determined. But we feel like, you know what? If we can't sell 250 copies, what the fuck we do?
I mean, you'll be able to sell them. I'm just that. That seems like it just seems like a lot. I mean,
we're going crazy, man. We're flooding the market.
That's awesome, though. Okay, now going back, because I recently saw on what was going on, like either a video or a picture or something. You guys are signing stuff at the Rainbow, and I'm just kind of curious. You guys are you guys giving giveaways still, or was that the only one?
Oh, that was different, and that is a promoter that we're working with in Arizona, and she is also named Dory, and she's doing a suicide awareness charity auction giveaway, and that's what that was about. She came out and hung out with us at the world famous Rainbow, and I had the cheese ravioli with meat sauce. That's fantastic. Highly recommended it. And Sam and I were just hanging out, just drinking some beers and signing some stuff. That Squire guitar was pretty cool. Little Fender Squire Telecaster. I like it. That's what that was about. We're not doing any giveaways at the moment.
Okay.
I'm sure we will be.
Okay.
The video, we shot the video. That's what I was talking about with Chris Honaway. It's for the first single.
Well, let's get into that on the next segment if we can. I want to steer the ship for just to focus on the kind of like, let's go
where we are now.
Yes. Well,
okay.
Let's go with, because you mentioned Queen, right? So I wanted to kind of mention, I know Emily had some stuff that she wanted to ask, so I'll let her kind of take it away.
Right on.
Well, I was just gonna ask why you guys picked that song out of all the songs. Okay.
Well, what year was it? I believe it was a tour in 2018, and the Queen movie had just been released, so it was really current and relevant. And we decided it would be cool to do a Queen song. And just thinking of which ones, I got to be honest, probably the biggest Queen fan in the band is Lucas. And he was a big fan of their performance at Live Aid. I think it's from 1985. So we did an interpretation of that performance. Wow. And we threw it together, did it on the tour. And I believe when we came back from that tour and we were recording more tracks for the Ripple release, we decided to record that one. Okay. So when the Ripple release came out, maximizing our studio time with the recording. Oh, you got that camera effect. It's just tripped me out. It's backwards. Okay. Try not to get off topic. Anywho, so we had this sitting in the vault. And Todd was aware of it, and Todd from Ripple Music, and I guess this opportunity came out to be a part of the split 7-inch single, and that's where it came from. It was sitting in the vault. It was not included on the record. It turned out great, and I was kind of bummed it wasn't placed on the record, but it turned out better because this is a better use of it.
Absolutely.
It's
And
definitely a great cover.
absolutely.
Thanks. Yeah, it turned out killer. That particular one was recorded all over the place. It's kind of funny. We do the drums in Hermosa Beach at Screaming Cheetah Studios. Hopefully I got that name right. And we did the guitars with Bill Matoyer up in North Hollywood. And we had a gig out in Vegas at Vamped. And I've got some high school friends that I've worked with and stayed in touch with back in the day. My buddy Tim and I were in a band in Atlanta, of all places. And when I was in this band Overloaded, we recorded with Tim and Darren Trenicost, who we recorded the vocals, and he mixed that song and mastered it, right? And so it was recorded all over the place. After we did the show, we stayed an extra day and recorded with Darren in Vegas, and we're really happy with how it turned out. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, you mentioned Screaming Leopard Studios or whatever, but
Yeah, Screaming Leopard.
I also
I have a sticker on one of my guitars back here. I'm like, cheetah or leopard? Yeah.
But you also had one of our friends on at least doing some backup vocals. I noticed on this record.
What age?
Yeah, Adrian from Ex Mortis.
So Mighty Ex Mortis.
That's right.
Formerly of Legal Tender. The guy's awesome.
Oh, okay, that's a connection. Gotcha.
Well, as you may or may not know, our drummer Herman, he had to leave the country. For years and years, he had been trying to attain legal citizenship. And if anybody knows, then or if you don't know, I'll inform you that it's an incredibly difficult process and you're not guaranteed to get it. And then, unfortunately, after years and years of trying to do it the right way, he and his wife, Jana Lee, who's from Sweden, had to move to England. So we were without a drummer. And for that gig, whenever it was, we did Vamped and Age Cage. Oh, that was a great gig. That was Haunt, Void Vator, and Great Electric West. Anywho, he played drums on that show, and he hung out with. He was cool enough just to hang out with the boys the next day, and we went over to Darren's studio, and Lucas was doing vocals, and then we decided to do gang vocals, and of course we had to include Adrian in on it. So that's that story, huh?
Absolutely. Now, what do we got coming up, Emily, as far as some tunage goes?
Like I said earlier, we're gonna do BPMD with DOA. It's a Van Halen cover.
Right on. Well, let's get into it right now, if you don't mind.
Yeah! Dead or alive!
Right now on Razor Radio.
Yeah!
Nice. We're coming back from Hot for a Teacher from Van Halen.
Woo!
Nice little short set there. So, Eric, actually, before I turn this over to Emily, what did Eddie mean to you as a guitar player and as a songwriter?
Sure, man. Well, he was the best of both worlds, and not just a fantastic lead guitar player, but rhythm as well, songwriting, the whole package. I think he's the best of all time. I've never been able to really get Eddie's swagger down. I mean, he was that unique. And, I did do a tribute to him years ago. I was like, everyone's got to learn how to play Eruption to the best of their ability and do it. I challenge you to do it, man. Not just the wheedly deedly tapping part, but the whole thing. Eddie Van Halen was fantastic. I think he was the best of all time on guitar. And that goes above and beyond just guitar playing, from his attitude. I mean, Van Halen's a unique band. He's a unique person, and his attitude shines through his music as well. Fantastic person, and a great loss to the world, man.
Oh, yeah. What was your favorite Van Halen record?
I always like Van Halen, too.
Tanner just getting into that one.
Yeah, well,
somebody give me a doctor. Yeah,
somebody give me a shot. Yeah, it's so off. It's so weird. They do so many weird riffs. Like when you really break it down, like how did you turn that into a hit song?
Right?
Very strange. And they do, like, you know what I mean, Tanner, when you have some cool weird riffs and then the singer's like, what the hell am I gonna do over that?
Yeah, like Hot for Teacher, I always thought was weird. And some of the Hagar era stuff, I'm like, it's like what is it? Pound Cake. The song Pound Cake or whatever.
Okay.
Great song.
Like but
Bringing
like,
me back to like the 30-minute, they had a hard and heavy like 30-minute section after school. I just remember that video being played all the time now. Woo!
yeah, but it's weird, but it was still a hit, you know. I'm just throwing it out there. But yeah, some of that's kind of cool stuff is
Yeah, but I love the aggression. I mean, they were just ripping it, man, you know, on Van Halen 2, I think.
Were you ever split between the Hagar era and
Sure.
the Roth?
I mean, I like
care.
them both. You know, I'm not gonna diss Hagar, but you know, Roth all the way.
I like the cheesiness of Roth, like where he just adds those little silly
Jesus,
things.
you mean awesomeness?
Okay, it is awesome, but it is silly because he's like little tiny things he says in between songs, you know?
Yeah, they're great. In
It's
between, during interviews, the guy's a maniac.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of maniacs and stuff, let's get back to this maniac up here that's joining us or whatever.
Hey.
And we're discussing getting back to Void Vator. The music video. Tell us, walk us through the whole process of that, and you know what your vision or goal was with making this thing.
Well, we didn't do a video last time because Herman's wife, Jana Lee, was our video director and fantastically talented. And then we were going through the whole we were touring quite a bit, and they left the country. So we lost like a great asset to our team. Very sad. And I think that, and we miss that, and we want to have a video for this upcoming album. It's still important, and people still do watch him. And I was just thinking of who to work with, and my buddy Chris Honaway out from Detroit, he's got a lot of talent and a lot of passion, you know. He wouldn't just do it for this is just something I'm doing this weekend. He's going to put a lot into it. I don't want to give too much away, but we don't just want to show a bunch of guys jamming Milli Vanilli style and trying to look cool in front of amps. I find that incredibly boring. In fact, there's absolutely no performance footage in this video. Yeah. Chris kept it, but maybe you guys could just play a little bit. We'll throw. No, we don't want it, man. So I wrote a story, and then there was inspiration. So we had a lot to work with, but I didn't go to film school or anything like that. So, and then I got some cool friends, including Ivan from Ironaut. He came out and made an appearance. Let's just say Warden Newsom is in it. There might be a little Spy vs. Spy. There might be a little Benny Hill. We did march up Runyon Canyon with gear and our frickin' rock and roll shoes and Levi's pants. Let's see, what else can I say about it? It's going to be a fun story, and I'd like to release it as soon as possible. We got a couple cleanup shots to do that will also be part of the story. It ties into some events that we're all living through, and that's what's happening.
Absolutely.
Here's my question. Is it easier than having to carry that big old box on your shoulder in that Gypsy Hawk video when you're all Game of Thrones out?
Sarcophagus? Yeah, we didn't bring a wooden porta potty and carry it through a forest. But man, we went up Mountain Doom, which anybody who's done canyon, I think they call it the West Trail. Yeah, carrying some gear all the way up and back.
Absolutely. And I like that you're working around with Ironaut.
Yeah, we did some scenes with Ivan. He's in full character. He looks fantastic.
Any naked chicks in fire or no?
No naked chicks in fire that I'm aware of. Maybe they were in the background. I know. That'll be for the next one. We did go down to the Sunset Strip and we released some behind the scenes footage, and it was completely illegal in guerrilla style and no permits or anything like that. We just did it fast and got away with it.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of Void Vator,
Void Vator.
Emily, why did you choose the next track that we're going into?
Why did I choose it?
Yeah.
It's one of for me because it's off of the newer record they came out with. It's one of my favorites. It's Toxic Waste. It's pretty good.
All right, yeah, that fits in today's times,
right?
Let's get into it if you guys don't mind, and we'll come back and discuss more, huh?
Yeah,
let's do it
right now on Razor Radio.
All right, we're coming back from Tie Your Mother Down, their Queen cover off of their new EP. Well, single, sorry. 7-inch.
7-inch single. Look at that beautiful bad boy right there.
I know.
Tanner, what's that? What's the Japanese OBD sticker? Is that what they call it?
Yeah, the OB strip or whatever.
OB strip. So
yeah.
Cool. That's
how come you guys actually chose to do an OB strip for this?
We had nothing to do with it. The only thing is we supplied the recording, and we supplied our own artwork for our side, and then that was the creativity of the ones involved behind the scenes. There's pink and blue ones.
There's pink and blue versions of it?
Of the strip itself, yeah. And then all the different colors. See, they went double collector on it.
Dang.
So cool.
So Tanner, here's my question. Did you go in person to get all those autographs on it?
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to get into it. I guess I can get into it. I guess Eric won't mind. So usually me and him are record nerds and we like signatures. So when he sent me this, I originally bought it asking for to get it signed, and it came unsigned, and I was like not upset. Not really upset, but I did hit up Eric and said, "Hey man, next thing I buy, can you guys please sign it for me?" Sort of thing.
For real.
I didn't want to make him feel bad because that's not what my point was. It's just, I'm a fan. Anyway, so they decided to sign, they were gracious enough to sign my copy, which I thank you for.
Special meeting for Tanner.
Yeah, right.
It's so hard to get everyone together nowadays. That's one of the unfortunate things about this era is everyone's kind of like there's got new routines involved. Whereas before, part of the routine was to get together regularly, right? So now it seems like to actually get together physically is just like the hardest thing in the world.
Well, especially now with COVID and stuff. So I totally get it. You're still waiting on a vinyl that I can't. I've literally seen none of my guys. So
right.
I'm waiting for it.
And so can we still discuss this? Because another question I had is, so I noticed Moss Generator uses the actual Queen logo. Is there a reason why you guys chose not to?
Because we're dicks. We just didn't. We didn't think of that. We just used our logo. So props to them for thinking of that. Well, we did a damn good version of the song. So.
Oh, it's a great.
And I think our artwork is very cool.
Yes, is that supposed to be your mom or something? It's not a mom joke. No, but I'm saying, like, is it Tie Your Mother Down? Is that what that's supposed to represent or something?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, tie your cougar down. Yee! Right. 2020 version, actually recorded at 18. Whatever. So,
Emily, what do you got?
Well, you asked a lot of the questions I wanted to ask.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not trying to take it over.
Go hard.
Okay, let's go here. You mentioned the No Legacy, so I'm stoked that something's actually coming out on No Legacy again, because I know that you had you went all hard on the No Legacy, compilation vinyl and stuff, and I was kind of bummed that version 2 didn't come out. I would have loved a copy of it, but regardless, what made you decide to go back to No Legacy and release this exclusive collector's edition cassette for Stranded?
No, because I don't think Ripple's interested in doing it on cassette. it's kind of a pain in the ass, a bit of a risk. It's not about doing it for the money, and they're not all about the money either. I hope that doesn't paint them in a negative way, but they're just, that's not what they do. So, like I was saying, cassettes have been coming back for a while, but I recently got even more inspired from working as a side gig at this eBay store, and it reignited the fire within me, and Sam's all about it, and that was what put me over the edge to do it. And so I just asked Ripple, and like, absolutely go for it. And so that was a great project for No Legacy. And the other thing is that, like you said, I'd like to continue to do more releases over time with No Legacy. You know, I decided to just invest my time elsewhere. This is a perfect opportunity to make it happen. The other thing is that this is a good way for me to put it out and invest my own money in it and not set the band back, because the idea is not, we're already in debt. You know what I mean? So it was a good way to help the band out, and not just burden it with it, and do it right. You know, like I wanted to pull out all the stops and not like, well, we could save $50 or $100 if we do it like this. None of that. Yeah.
Right on. Right on.
And every release needs to be on a, you know, going to Discogs to list items myself, you know. It's important. It's important that every album have some sort of label, and it's neat to find out about all these labels. Like, for instance, we just picked up this massive supply of just like brutal underground death, porno grindcore, fucking black metal releases that you literally have to research to even find out what the fuck these are. And then you find these companies out, and you see like Severed Records, Butchered Records, Hell's Headbangers, and then you find these new names, and then like it's pretty cool, man. It's kind of like getting into a band. You know?
Not gonna disagree there, man.
Yeah, so I'd like to do some more releases over time as the right opportunities come up and things make sense. You never know.
Absolutely. And any future plans for like a volume 2?
No plans, but it's definitely possible, man. It's definitely possible. Maybe just a split 7-inch, maybe a full-fledged number 2. Whatever, no matter what it's going to be, it's always got to be done right, cool, collectible, and awesome.
Absolutely. Emily, take it away.
Take it away.
We're ending with the last song?
No, we still got a couple more jams to plug or to play, whatever. Just didn't know if you had any questions. Didn't know if you had any questions. So.
No, I feel bad. Oh, I mean, there's not really that many.
Oh, come on, Erik has so much.
Fire away.
Okay, let's get into some tunes real quick. We'll take a quick break, and we'll come back and discuss more with Mr. Erik here on with DJ Mermaid. What do you guys say?
All right.
Yeah.
Let's do it right now on Razor Radio.
Well, we were gonna come back with the last song. Actually, it was Judgment Day from Van Halen.
Oh, okay. Well, we just played Death and Havoc or whatever. I figured we could just say.
Oh wait, yeah, I forgot about that.
We could just figure and that's what we're gonna do. So hope you guys enjoyed the some Havoc and Death, which fucking
the new Havoc that I put on there. They just came out with the new video. That's why I picked that one.
Oh, there you go.
Forgot about that. Well, we've been doing this continuously, so it's like it's kind of hard for me to keep track of.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good. Don't even worry about it. Erik, let's get back to you, sir.
Yeah.
Right. And during this whole quarantine thing, I know you don't get to see your guys as much. So
right.
How do you have like the motivation to keep just keep jamming away every day, with work and everything in your life,
Well,
how do you find that motivation?
Yeah, it's been these projects and seeing them through from start to finish, and that's been a blessing, right? Because I feel like if we had nothing in the vault, the inspiration might not be there. Because you're absolutely correct. These times are very uninspiring. Technically, you could say that maybe you have more time to invest in it, but you'd be surprised just other things end up taking over. So from the album to the video and with the album, working on and finishing the music. Finishing, that's the key word. Shooting and finishing the video, and then now moving on to the artwork and seeing the release through. That's helped us stay on the path. And well, there are other perhaps ways of performing live that may happen, but yeah, we'll see about those.
You never know. You know, and I also want to ask, is that, do you think this is the proper time to release records?
I think it is, personally.
I say it is.
Yeah, I say that it's a fantastic time. The collecting has been going through the roof, and that's just with resale. But if that's any indicator, I feel like people have just gotten into also Bandcamp Fridays and sort of made that a part of their monthly shopping ritual. I think, yeah, right now is a really fucking boring time, and people are open to new music. Do it.
I mean, coming from somebody that.
Sorry, real quick. I'd love to release as quick as possible, but that's not how it's going to work. It's going to be in 2021. Actually, what's funny is we wrote a lot of topics before the COVID, and they happened to work out perfectly. And it was like a lot of things that were happening in life that kept on getting amped up. And since then, I've just gone straight through the roof. So it's a very relevant album. I'd like to get it out right now. But for anybody in general, yeah, I think it's a great time to do it. I don't think sitting on it to, oh my God, what's this alarm doing?
What I was going to say.
I hate that sound. Go ahead.
Well, what I was going to say is coming from somebody that has released a record this year, it's helped us tremendously. Like, people are like fucking discovering the band at a time that, like, because we already know next year is going to be an oversaturation of bands releasing music and touring. And so I think this is like, people are literally waiting, and I'm not going to, like you said, I'm not waiting. So
I'm with you 1,000%. And there's a couple of my friends' bands that are choosing to do so, to hold off on the record. Well, we want to wait until we can tour again. And I'm like, what if that never happens, you know? Or just things just get stale so fast. I mean, I think you got to serve it while it's hot.
Well, not only that, but all the big bands are going to release their records, and then
the big bands.
Well, but they're going to oversaturate the market and just tour after tour after tour. You know what I mean? Like,
I do know what you mean.
So having that on top of an oversaturation of records.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You do it now. Maybe this is like our time, you know? You mean the waters have calmed or something, and we can kind of catch a wave.
Well, I've caught some waves, and I'm fucking grateful for it. So I'm just throwing it out there to any bands, like, release your shit.
Mm-hmm.
Trust
me. I don't know. Like, I feel like it's weird to release your stuff if you're not going to play gigs. I mean, you can't play gigs right now, but if you're not going to do the live stream thing, or like try to keep people intrigued, like, oh, cool, they released this record. Like, because a lot of people are doing the live stream thing.
Well, it's all about promotion. You got to learn how to promote your own, your stuff, hire outside people to do that for you. And I think with the proper steps, it actually is successful. Just throwing it out there.
Well, I'm with it, but it's interesting. I mean, Emily brings up the counterpoint, which is the counterpoint. Yeah, fair enough. Like, you can't go and tour on the record, and is there a risk that by the time you can tour, the excitement has been waned down? I don't believe so.
It depends on the band, I think.
Maybe for the big boys, they need to have a reason to tour, right? Like, we need to release a new thing, and now that justifies our tour. You know, Tanner and I both know that there's no rules in our scene. You just eat whatever scraps you're given.
Well, we make up our own rules too.
Yeah.
We don't give a fuck. But
right.
I disagree with what Emily's saying, only because we have bands like Darkthrone who release fucking records and never tour. So just throwing that out there.
Sure.
True.
So
we got a lot of Darkthrone in this last shipment. Moonfog Records. See, that's another one I got.
We could also say, like, Satyricon never does anything over here, and they're successful Look at when they did the region. I think it was 2 years ago. 2 years ago, they sold out like immediately.
That place is great, man.
You're right. You're right.
So maybe it just depends on the band.
That's what I was saying. I think it depends on the band.
I can dig that. Well, guys, thanks so much.
Hey.
Erik, we truly appreciate it. Any links you
Any
want to
links?
throw out there before we sign off?
Void Vator, VoidVator. Hit us up on Instagram, Facebook. Those are the ones we really pay attention to.
Okay. And obviously Bandcamp. I mean, that's like the
Bandcamp. Yeah, thank you, Tanner. Look at me. Yeah,
I know.
Bandcamp's cool, man. We got rid of our big cartel store. It ended up being weird having two platforms and the stock like missing. The updating each. So yeah, we just throw it all through Bandcamp, and that is its own subculture in itself. It's cool, man. Hit us up there too. So Bandcamp, Facebook, Instagram. Those are our main go-tos.
All right. Well, I guess we're signing off. This is Metal Mondays with DJ Mermaid. We're gonna end out with some Judgment Day from Van Halen.
Yeah.
Right now on Razor Radio.